How to checkmate in one move. This video is for players who want to improve their checkmating patterns. Grandmaster Max Illingworth from Australia gave me this idea because I subscribed to his newsletter. He mentioned that lichess now do puzzles by themes. The puzzle theme section. This gave me the idea of doing checkmate in one. If this is your first time here, hello. My name is William, I make chess videos and I hope you will find this video highly valuable. By creating this video, I hope this will help with tactics in your own games. We are going to look at so many different checkmates in this video. We will look at queen and rook, queen and bishop, queen and knight, queen and pawn, and queen sacrifices. Rook and rook, rook and bishop, rook and knight, rook, knight and bishop, and rook and pawn. And finally, bishop, knight, and bishop and bishop. All these combinations you are going to find out in this video. All of these will be mates in one. Let's begin. Rook covers this. You don't need to waste time taking the rook. Boom. Queen there, defended by pawn. All squares covered. Queen covers this. King is boxed in by his own pieces again. Queen also covers this, so rook there will do it. We saw this example before where the king could come out, so you just stop that with queen f8. Queen in the corner, not in the corner, king comes out, so you need to go here because the queen will cover this square, covering all these exit squares. Queen cuts off the rank. Boom. Pawn covers these two squares. Rook covers the entire row. Bishop covers this square. Bring the queen back into the action. Every square covered. We're in. Boom. Queen with the rook. Rook covers this. You need a piece to cover this exit square as well. Mate does it. Can't come forward, use a pawn. Can't come there, pawn as well. King is actually boxed in by his own pieces, so you slide the queen over and the king cannot come out anywhere. The queen guards all these squares. Cool move, defended by the rook. Don't need to take the knight. Rook covers the back, queen covers the dark squares. You just need a piece to cover, check on the second, and we're good. Every square covered. Couple of rooks guard all these squares. Pawn guards these, so you just slide the queen back. That's it. King is boxed in. Queen a2 does it. Supported by the rook, no exit squares for the king. This is a cool one because it's using the rook, you see. Just because your opponent attacks you with their rook doesn't mean you have to move it or deal with this. You can play a move with a greater strength. And that move is swinging the queen over here. The bishop can't take because you're pinned along. So great move, queen h5. King can come out, but you need to stop that. This queen covers all these squares, boxed in by its own pawns. This rook covers the entire file. So that is the move. Cannot go back, out, to the side. This is a cool one. Normally you play this, then the king comes out, but no. This bishop actually covers this square, so you need the queen to cover this square as well. Queen covers this. Can't come out, mate. We're in. King is just boxing. What is that king doing? Bishop there's weird. So, well, not there. Bishop here with the queen. Just boxing it in. Double bishops, beautiful. Bishop queen works so well against the king. Boom. Bishop queen, make a very dangerous combo against the king. There's no shelter here. Queen g7. This is a good one. Bishop faces the king. Queen can actually take this pawn. Can't take due to bishop. This is an opening trap. Cool. It's a really weird discovered mate. Knight d6. Because then we're actually checking from the queen. We saw this before. Doesn't matter. Anything defending the queen, and we're good. Discovered mate like we had before. It's a really cool one. Not here this time, like in the Caro-Kann, that trap. Knight f6 works. King is boxed in by his own queen. Knight and queen work well, but you don't need the knight in this. We're in. Queen h8. Knight guard this square. Queen also attacks it. King is in the way, but you don't need the rook here. That's mate. What is this move? Should have blocked, mate. Should have blocked. Queen f7. Knight, queen form a dangerous combination. Throw the queen in here. Look at the king. It's just boxed in by his own pieces. Knight covers the exit square. Queen covers this. You just need to slide the queen up. One more, and it'll cover that square as well. King opposite queen. Just a normal one. Queen h3. King can't go back. Can't go back due to the knight. Can't come forward. Cannot take the queen. Queen guards the dark squares and the back row. So if you can just find a way to check the king, that's it. And knight e5 does that. Can't come forward. Back. We're good. Boom. First checkmate you learn. Queen opposite king. Doesn't matter what is defending it. King is here, boxed in by his own pawns. You've got all these pawns covering these squares, so that will do it. Can't go back. There's the problem. These two guys. Don't want the king to come out. Got a great pawn there, and queen e7 does exactly that. And we're there. And that's really cool. Queen h6 backward move, because that pawn covers that square. Pawn covers this, rook covers this. So a queen, it's just amazing to have a backwards queen move like that. Yeah, don't want to play this. The king actually escapes. So you go f4. We're in. It's a bit cruel, this example, because white could have just gone back. These pawns guard these squares. King can go here, here. It can't go there, so you just bring the queen back, and that's it, man. It's a cruel example. Queen guards all these squares, and the pawns as well. What is the king doing there, mate? That's no good. Bishop there. White has just sacrificed his queen. Well played. And we're in. Another cool example. You lose your queen, but you win the king. Bishop controls these two squares. This rook controls all these squares. Knight is there, so we're in. Knight covers it. All squares, boom. Bishop, boom. King is being checked. Can't come out, mate. Can't come out. Back rank, typical. Got to get your pawns moving so you don't face this problem in your own games. This is a good mating pattern to know. Normally you can play this with the two rooks, but you don't need to here. This rook can cover one rank, this rook can cover the other. So a typical way to mate. It's important which rook you move. You don't go here because the king actually comes back. If you play the correct move, which is this, then the king cannot come forward, guarded by that pawn and that. And the rooks cover the entire row. Mate along, can't come there, there, and you can't block. Every square guarded. That's a cool one. Boom. Covering everything. That's it. We saw that before. Boom. Just bring the bishop back so it's a discovered mate from the rook. Cool one. This is a cool one. Discovered mate from the rook in the corner. Bishop guards these two squares. Bishop guards that square. King. It looks like the king can come forward, but you've got your rook here, so bishop c1 does it. It's important not to go here because the king can escape. So bishop c1 is mate from the rook. Every square covered. Bishop covers this, pawn covers that as well. Pretty cool, these two guys working in unison. We just need this guy to slide over. Need to sneak out with the bishop. It's got to be a check on a light square. Rook covers these Such a cruel example because black is completely winning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 against 1. 5 pawns up, you just sneak the bishop out. King is there. It can't move to f8 or g7, so that will be mate. All squares covered. This is a weird one. Pawn covers those two, knight covers this. I mean, rook covers that, so we need a way to cover that square because the king could escape to that. So knight h5 does exactly that. Okay, not this one because the king can actually escape. Nice one, we saw this very early on. Knight covers those squares. We need a pawn there, so then the rook really works. So this is a nice pattern to learn. Knight and rook work really well along that rank. Rook f4 looks cool, but there's a knight there, so no. So knight e3, really nice backward move. If we play knight e3, king cannot go there due to the pawn, due to the rook, due to the other rook. Knight actually cast. This is such a weird one. I don't think I've ever seen it like this. White attacks both, but you got your rook defending that as well, so you can slide it over and it's actually mate. It's really weird. Rook covers this. This rook covers the H file. Pawn covers this square and this. So you just need a way to check, and the knight check will do just that. Mate. Knight covers this, strangely enough. The king covers these two, so we need a piece to cover this and that. So it looks like rook there is going to do it because it guards that square and that. Knight covers this exit square. King is boxed in by his own pieces. Amazing bishop here covering that square. That's exactly what we need here. Rook f7. Bishop covers that exit square. You don't want a king to come out. King can't go there because of the rook. Boxed in by its own knight, so knight d6. Oh no! Knight d6 doesn't work. Ah, what am I doing? Rook e7. Okay, that's better. Forgot there was a bishop there. So knight guards the rook, covering all these squares. Rook covers the entire fifth. Knight covers this and this. The king looks like it can escape, but a bishop there means the king cannot actually escape to that square. So that's really cool. Bishop controls this. Mate in one because this pawn covers these two squares. King covers that. You need a piece to cover both on the back. The rook does exactly that. King, opposite king. Imagine none of these guys were on the board. So that will be mate. This is a nice mating pattern to learn. Bishop slices the entire king side. King can come out, but we need a piece to attack that. Not knight here, because the king comes out, so knight here will do exactly that. Guarding these squares, and bishop slicing the board. Oh no. Opponent got tricked here. Knight e4, what a great move. Knight e4, setting up a trap. Just want to show you, knight f3 doesn't work. Yeah, I'll show after. Bishop f2 is the mate, guarding those squares. If we go back here, I'm guessing we can change the moves. Yeah, knight f3, you can play queen h4. You can give up your bishop in this way. If knight h4, bishop f2. That's a cool one. And here, I think the best move after knight, you go bishop here. And then game goes on. You might get rid of it and then castle. Double bishop mate, gorgeous. Pawn covers those exit squares, so that is a gorgeous one. Boom, boom, every single thing covered. Brilliant. Thank you for watching all the way until the end. I hope you found this video highly valuable. If you enjoyed it, why not give the video a like and subscribe to the channel at the same time. Make sure you press the bell, then YouTube will let you know when I release a new video. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you later.